Don't worry, guys. I'm still alive. It's the end of the month, and I forgot to do solicits last month. I'm going to do them this month, so let's get right to them. All right, let's all start off with Batman 162 by none other than Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee, Scott Williams with Alex Sinclair, of course, on the colors. We don't know much about this besides Batman versus the Bat Family. Whose side are you really on? Here is a look at the regular cover, of course, by Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Alex Sinclair. Here is a look at the variant cover by none other than David Finch. Here is one by Gabriel Del Otto. Here's one by Gerard Perel. This is a Gotham City Sirens variant. We'll get to the Gotham City Sirens book in a minute. And last but not least, we've got one by Chris Bacalo. This is the 1 in 50. All right, the Gotham City Sirens are back and Unfit for Orbit by Leah Williams and Heining. This is going to be a 5-issue series. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down right after I describe the scene of what's going on. There is a new outer space theme nightclub in Gotham City, and what better way to rob it than Catwoman, Ivy, and Harley. The Sirens are discovering settling headfirst into a plot to destroy the entire planet, led by Despero. So this is Despero against the Gotham City Sirens. I wonder what chaos will ensue here. Here's a look at the cover to issue number 1. Here's a look at the cover for Catwoman. Of course, by the wonderful Gilliam Marsh. This is a Culinorian foil connecting cover, a series of 5. Here's a look at a variant by Q Eom, I believe is how you say their name. Nubovich on the variant. And then last but not least, this is by Helen Mask, 1 in 25. Next up, we do have here the regular cover for issue number 2, Terry Dodson, Rachel Dodson. And then, of course, the Gilliam March connecting variant cover. Issue number 3, here is a look at the regular cover, and then here is a look at the Gilliam March variant. We don't have the regular covers for issues 4 and 5, but we do have, again, the connecting Gilliam March variant. This is, of course, the Poison Ivy one for number 4, and then number 5 is a photo with all of the 3 Gotham City Sirens in it. Let's go ahead and move on to the absolute titles, the first of which is Absolute Batman. Nick Dragotta is back after being off for 3 issues with Marcos Martin back on the first couple of issues of the arc. Here is a look at the regular cover. We got a Bane, although we have seen this Bane before, I suppose. So I find this funny that they redacted it in this case. But here's the regular cover by Nick Dragotta and Frank Martin on colors. Here's a look at the variant cover by Gilliam March. Next cover is none other than Gabriel Del Otto. Next up, we do have one by Derek Robertson, which I'm very surprised to see. And then Sean Crystal has a 1 in 50. Next up, we do have Absolute Superman, issue number 9, the Omega Men chase Superman around the world. Here's a look at the regular cover by Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Areola. Next up, we do have a cover by Larix. Gerard Parnell is on this variant cover, and then Larix on the 1 in 50. Absolute Wonder Woman. One of my favorite books coming out right now, of course, Kelly Thompson, Hayden Sherman. What Diana seeks inside the maze seems to elude her at every turn. As things unravel around her, she finds herself questioning everything, even her mission. So what on earth is going to happen in Gateway City? Here's a look at the amazing cover by Hayden Sherman, as if I need to say it. Their art is incredible. Here's a look at the cover by Mahmoud Asrar and Arif Prianto. A look at a variant cover by none other then Mateus Manhanini, very surprised to see him do some DC work. And then Chris Anka on the 1 in 50. I love Chris Anka. All right, next up, we got Absolute Green Lantern by Al Ewing and Janoy Lindsay. Joe and Hal hatch a plan to strike back at Abin Sur, freeing the Evergreen, but is their understanding of Abin Sur and his plans for Evergreen correct? Or are they going to create a bigger disaster in the process? Here's a cover by Alex Ekman Lawn. I don't know why they didn't supply us with the regular cover by Janoy Lindsay, but we do not have it yet, so this is what we do have for the variant. And then Juliet Necca is the variant cover artist here. Absolute Martian Manhunter number 5 is up next on the list with Denise Camp and Javier Rodriguez continuing their ongoing saga. I shouldn't say ongoing, but now it is a 12-issue series. Disregard the 5 of 6. There should be 5 of 12. That is supposed to be in the rounds for this solicited process. This is the regular cover by none other than Javi Rodriguez. Here is a look at the variant cover by Francesco Francavilla. You can see there, he drew this cover a year ago, so makes sense to me that I don't know, I just find it pretty cool that they had this all planned throughout earlier. There's a look at the Lee Garbet variant, and then last but not least, Riley Rossmo in on the last of these covers. And last but not least, we do have Absolute Flash number 5 by Jeff Lemire. A.L. Kaplan is going to fill in for Nick Robles on this specific issue, while he's going to need to learn to handle heat as he faces down the monstrous heat wave. Can he evade his fiery grasp, or will the young speedster be burnt to a crisp? Here is a look at the regular cover by Nick Robles. Here is a look at the variant cover by Heining. And then this is a 1 in 25 by none other than Nimit Malavia, who is drawing the New Gods covers at the moment. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the Summer of Superman, the Superman office, and everything that they have in store for July 2025, right in the heat of summer. And this month, we are going to be getting a Superman Treasury Edition. Well, this is the 2025 version of it. DC has been putting a lot of these giant-sized books out. They most recently did it for Hush. They reprinted a facsimile of the Superman versus Muhammad Ali issue that also got a foil variant, and this is going to be getting the big size Treasury Edition at $14.99 USD and 80 pages of content by none other than Bruno Redondo, who is most known for his Suicide Squad and Nightwing runs with Tom Taylor and Dan Jurgens, who has been one of the main staples of the Superman writers board for the last 30 years now. Wow, I can't believe it's been that long. This is a look at the regular cover by Bruno Redondo. Here's a look at the front of the Scott Koblish cover, and also a look at the back, so you will be getting a double-sided one if you decide to opt in for the Scott Koblish variant. And if you are a big Dan Jurgens fan, there is going to be a Dan Jurgens cover. This one, of course, is not done yet, but this is what they supplied us here with the cover. Next up, we got Superman Unlimited issue number 3. Dan Slott and Rafa Albuquerque are on this title. We got $4.99, 32 pages, and the towering terror of Toyman terrorizing the streets of Metropolis. Superman and Krypto are here to save the day. Jimmy Olsen is also moving to Gotham, so I guess we got a little spoiler in there, of course. And here is the look at the regular cover. You got Steve Lombard also in Gorilla City as well. This is a regular cover by Rafael Albuquerque. Here's a look at the Tony S. Daniel variant cover. Next up, we do have Ryan Benjamin. Next up, we got my boy Lionel Francis Yu back on Superman. Always nice to see him doing some Superman action. Next up, we do have a cover by Christian Ward. This is a 1 in 25. And then Robin Zombie Higginbottom on a 1 in 50. Superman number 28 by Joshua Williamson sees Dan Mora coming back on in this title as Darkseid's Legion stalking the DC Universe. And yes, what is in store for the future of the Legion and who is writing it? We shall maybe see in the upcoming futures and months to come. This is a regular cover by Dan Mora. We saw that version of the Legion in the DC All-In special. For those who haven't read it, I would suggest, if you want to see a teaser and also some cool Dan Mora splash pages or just a splash page, this is going to be at the forefront of your list. Next up, we do have a cover by Gilliam March. Next is a cover by Nathan Cesardi. Next is a Tula Lote cover, a nice one if I do say so myself. And last but not least, a Salvador LaRocca variant cover. There's also a spot foil variant cover by Dan Mora, so if you guys are interested in that, I suppose that is the next thing to take off your list if you're a big Dan Mora fan. Supergirl issue number 3 sees Kara and the daughter of Lex Luthor, Lena, coming together to battle a common enemy posing as Midvale's very own Supergirl. So you got a Supergirl versus a Supergirl whodunit, maybe perhaps. You also have a brand new DC character called Satan Girl, in this specific issue. This is the regular cover by Sophie Campbell. Next up, we have Archer doing one of the first 6 of his variant covers here. Specifically, you know that I'm going to definitely be picking up this cover. And then last but not least, this is a Joelle Jones cover. Interesting to see her back in for Supergirl. Krypto, the Last Dog of Krypton by Ryan North and Mike Norton. Here is a Jay Lee cover. is none other than Jimmy Olsen, of course. And then here is a look at the variant cover by Rafael de la Torre. Action Comics issue 1088, Mark Waid and Skylar Patridge continuing on their Action Comics run. A lot can change in the summer, especially for Clark Kent, aka Superboy. Hey, you got Smallville High in this one, so we are going to continue with that storyline. This is the regular cover to issue 1088, a nice cover by Ryan Sook, if I do say so myself. Next up, we do have a cover by Carl Kerschel. Next is a cover by Leo Romero. Man, I miss Leo Romero. Come back on the Birds of Prey covers. We need you. And last but not least, Skylar Patridge in on the last, being the incentive cover. All right, Batman Superman World's Finest, issue number 41. This is everything post this We Are Yesterday crossover that I might be doing a video on in the future, so keep on the lookout for that. Mark Waid and Adrian Gutierrez continue on as we have a bizarre world and we don't know why or how they got there. And another awesome cover by none other than Dan Mora. Here is a look at the Michael Cho variant. I call Leo Romero and Michael Cho very similar art styles. Just looking back on it. Here is another cover by Adrian Gutierrez. And then last but not least, Do Wally in on the 1 in 25. And then the Superman office is also giving us a California love. I like California. I live in the state. It's a very, very wonderful state. And this is going to be an anthology book with a lot of different creators. You got Brian Q. Miller, Brandon Thomas, Joshua Fialkov, George Mann, Christoph Bogatz, James Reed, Dave Wilgoss, and Megan Fitzmartin. Gerardo Sandoval, Junie Ba, Travis Mercer, Brunio Abdias, Jacoby Salcido, John Mikel, Joey Vasquez, and Marcial Toledano are on the interiors for all of those respective teams. Here is a look at the regular cover by Bernard Chang. Again, another creator I do like. Next is a cover by Marcio Takara, who is currently drawing Poison Ivy. And last but not least, we do have Mahmoud Asrar drawing Power Girl on this California love cover. So yes, if you're a Californian like me, pick this up, and if you're not a Californian like me, pick it up. All right, the Justice League is next, and what better way to start it off than New History of the DC Universe number 2. This time we have Brad Walker and Michael Allred, who are on this specific issue. We don't have the Chris Samnee regular cover, but this is, of course, the 4-issue series of Mark Waid retroactively trying to fit everything in a concurrent timeline, and who better to do it than Mark Waid? This is going to be the Legacy variant cover by Scott Koblish. We already saw Scott do one of these wraparound covers, and he is going to be no stranger to this one. Dan Mora is doing a cover here for this as well, of course, because it is a Mark Waid book with Batman, lots of Silver Age adventures, and Batman and Superman doing a high five. I like that Diana's in the corner, and you also have the Joker there. And then Frank Cho doing the regular classy Frank Cho pinup with Black Canary on the spotlight this time. Wonder Woman 23. After the thrilling conclusion of Diana's fight against the Sovereign, she discovers the battle for peace has only just begun. Who is this rogue Amazon Emily? Why are they fleeing to a mysterious island overrun by mice? Can Wonder Woman save her fallen sister and baby before they fall into the wrong hands? Who is the Mouse Man? We are going to find out in this issue. Here's the regular cover by Daniel Sampere and Tomeo Mori. Wonder Woman, of course, by David Nakayama in on one of his classic variants. And then Yasmin Putri on a 1 in 25. All right, Trinity, Daughter of Wonder Woman by Tom King and Belen Ortega. $3.99, 32 pages, 2 out of 6. So this is going to continue. For those, again, who might not know, Tom King and Belen Ortega are going to be doing a Trinity series based on the backups that Tom King has been doing in his Wonder Woman run. And it was enough for DC to figure out and say, hey, maybe we can give Tom King a really fun book to do. This time, we do have Teenage Trinity, aka Wonder Girl, traveling to Gotham, to the past, to capture an elusive Bat Corgi. There, she will encounter, apparently, the greatest Robin to her, Jason Todd. Here is a look at the regular cover by Belen Ortega. You also have variants here by Paulina Ganuceu. Apologies if I butcher the name. Next up, you have Tula Lote and then Ben Oliver in for the final of these variants. Justice League vs. Godzilla Kong 2. This is the sequel to the Justice League vs. Godzilla vs. Kong First series by Brian Buccellato and Christian Duce. Brian Buccellato, colorist, or former colorist, I should say. Probably still does some colors for commissions and stuff, but he was a co-writer on New 52 Flash and also New 52 Detective Comics with Francis Manapul. This is going to be the regular cover by Christian Duce. And here is a look at some of the variant covers. This Lucas Mayer. Next up, we do have one by Yasmin Putri. And last, Alan Kwa. All right, Justice League Unlimited, Mark Waid and Dan Mora. This is again in the aftermath and everything after the We Are Yesterday crossover. Justice League Unlimited is back to a regular schedule, or so we think. They are now going to face a mysterious Quantum Quorum, which sounds like a Doctor Strange piece of the puzzle of the mythos to me. But anyways, we're going to figure out what's going on there. Here's a look at the regular cover by Dan Mora. Next up, we do have this cover by Felipe Massafera. Next is a Travis Moore variant. Next is a variant by Thiago da Silva, Derek Chu, and then Nimit Malavia. Also in this, we got Mark Guggenheim joining Kian Tormey and Mark Waid on the Justice League Dark Tomorrow special. This is a 48-pager at $5.99. In the wake of the We Are Yesterday crossover event, a mysterious Quantum Quorum has emerged, stalked by a lethal enemy that has and takes no prisoners. This is going to be Batman Beyond, a Gold Beetle, and Helena Wayne trying to fill the void left behind by the Time Masters to save the Quorum from a mysterious threat that's picking off the time travelers one by one. Alright, so I just got the rest of We Are Yesterday spoiled there by reading that, but here is a look at the covers. This is by Kian Tormey for the main. Next up, we do have a cover by Fernando Blanco, is going to be doing one of these variant covers. Next to him is Jorge Fornes. I love that dark side, gotta say. Next is a cover in by Mark Buckingham. And last but not least, Nathan Zazerdi. All right, we hit Green Lantern number 25. I can't believe it's already been 25 issues since Jeremy Adams started his Green Lantern run. Like, that's insane to me. One of the longer running titles from the dawn of DC relaunch initiative. V. Ken Marion and Zermanico joined Jeremy Adams on this journey. Here is a look at the regular cover by Jeremy Adams. Next up is a cover by Carlos D'Anda. Next is a cover by David Pattore. Stefan Subic, who did Batman Full Moon with Rodney Barnes. Next is a variant cover by Salvador La Roca. And then Chris Campana is doing this 1 in 25 variant. Green Lantern Corps, issue number 6, with Morgan Hampton, of course, and Amance Nahuelpan now on Green Lantern Corps. It's really nice to see that Amance Nahuelpan, even though they don't have a completely covered ongoing or mini-series, it's nice to see them on fill-ins that I'm familiar with anyways. Seeing them work with Tom Taylor or seeing them work with Jeremy Adams is a nice sight to see. Here is a look at the cover by Edwin Gallman. We don't have a cover by Fernando Pasaron yet. That was not given anyways. This is a look at the Natasha Bustos variant cover, 1 in 25. And last but not least, we do have Jessica Cruz, drawn by Rian Gonzalez. Sinestro and Vixaru journey to Korrigar to find the Sinister Sons, the Researcher Society. So, hey, we're going to be seeing some of those Peter J. Tomasi Sinister Sons come back in this specific volume. All right, a couple of Flash issues. The first one is Alex Paknadel on Batmoon Rising, special number 1. Daniel Bayliss here on the art. This is raging on as the focus turns to the Rogue's role as Eclipso's generals to a surprising new ally. No idea if my senses even make coherent sense, but here is a look at the cover. And then we do have Flash by Cy Spurrier and Vasco Georgiev. Again, another one of those longer running series held over from the Dawn of DC relaunch initiative. Batmoon Rising, Part 4, A War Raging On in the Moon. Here is a look at the regular cover by David Pattore. Here is a look at the cover by Serge Acuna, and then Travis Mercer supplies the last of these variant covers. And then Aquaman number 7 by Jeremy Adams and John Timms. Gleb Melnikov is going to be on this specific cover. John Timms is going to continue on with the interiors here. So you got a confrontation with Dagon looming, and there is a heartbreaking reality that will change the status quo of Aquaman forever. Edwin Gallman supplies this variant. Next up, we do have Laerix doing a Mera and Aquaman cover. Lovely. And then Osgur Yildirim doing a 1 in 25 with Aquaman and the Sharks. Is one of them Jeff? New Gods number 8 with Rom V and Evan Cagle, Nemeth Malavia, as the former residents of New Genesis attempt to find their footing as Earth's new inhabitants. So I guess there is another spoiler there. The Justice League remains split concerning whether it should allow the New Gods permanent residents. So yes, there's going to be Maxwell Lord. There's going to be a lot of things going afoot here with the New Gods. Here is a regular cover by Nemeth Malavia. Tom Fowler is on this specific variant cover. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting the Javi Rodriguez variant. No questions asked. Green Arrow number 26 sees the next part of Chris Condon and Montos continuing their epic run of Green Arrow. We got a brand new dangerous and cold-blooded archer in Star City. And there is a nefarious attack in Arsenal. So who could that be? Here is a look at the regular cover by none other than Taran Clark and then Larix. Doing a lot of variant covers. Very, very nice to see here on the variant. We do have Jamal Campbell ending his Zatanna 6-issue miniseries right here. This is a look at the regular cover. Here's a look at Homara's variant cover. Frank Cho doing another pinup, and then Mark Buckingham on a 1/25. JSA number 9 by Jeff Lemire. Here is a look at the cover by Leo. Man, Leo, come back. We love you. That is a nice cover by Leo, remember, I will not lie. And then here's a look at the variant cover by Jorge Corona. So you got a team reunited. You got some teams that are still trying to be split in this specific Injustice Society arc. Mr. Terrific Year 1 by Al Letson and Valentine DeLandro from Bitch Planet. Here's a look at the regular cover by Carrie Randolph and then a variant cover by Raza. Really cool to see them play with Gateway City, Athena Prescott's Tower. This might be a very, very fun Mr. Terrific Year 1 series. And moving on, we got 2 Titans series, the first of which, of course, is your regularly scheduled programming of John Layman, friend of the channel, and Pete Woods on Titans. Deathstroke the Terminator, Chera, and Killer Frost are at the behest of all this. That's a very nice reflective cover. I'm not even going to lie. That is a nice reflective cover. Here's a look at the variant cover by Carlos Deanda and then one by Afu Chan. But more importantly, maybe not so importantly, I don't know, Phil Jimenez is going to be doing a Titans 2025 annual. DC, if you're listening to this, we would love to see this put into the Wonder Woman by Phil Jimenez omnibus, make it expanded. That would be a very nice thing to do. I doubt they do it, but it would be a nice thing to see DC do that as well. This is going to be the 3rd time that Phil Jimenez has messed with Donna Troy's origin story and her upbringing. 2 more, honestly, than I thought he would. I'm just really happy that Phil Jimenez is back drawing a book. That's pretty cool to see. Here is the superstar artist and legendary artist, I guess you can now say. Regular cover. Daniel Semper. Oh my goodness. That's hot. I love that. And Joelle Jones doing the flashes of Donna through different eras of time as Wonder Girl on the Teen Titans and, of course, as Troya. Fire and Ice when Hell freezes over. Stephen Byrne continuing on with Joanne Starr on this 6-issue miniseries. Here's a look at the regular cover, and then here is a look at the variant. And then if we scroll down after the Smallville shenanigans of the dynamic duo of the Justice League International, or former JLIers, here is the issue 5 of Secret 6 by Nicole Maines, Steven Segovia. So you've got Checkmate, unlocking Amanda Waller's memories, and what else may ensue with this specific team and Dreamer. This is the penultimate issue to the 6-issue series. This is a look at the first. This is a look at the regular cover by Steven Segovia. Here is a look at a variant by David Baldion. And then last but not least, another Larix cover. Hey, is this a spoiler? I hope it's not. All right, the Batman office. We got Batman 160 earlier. We already saw the Hush 162 solicitation. Now we have to see the opposite, which is none other than Detective Comics by Legar Bay and Tom Taylor. Here's a look at the regular cover by Mikkel Yannon. Next up, we got Yellow March and the Penguin. Nice to see Yellow March drawing some more Penguin as he previously had on Tynan's Batman run. Next, we do have a variant cover by Chris Stevens. And then last but not least, Ashley Wood on a 1/25. So yes, we got Stranded Away Far From Home. We got Batman, Harvey Bullock, and the Penguin forming a shaky alliance to bring down this immortality cult known as Elixir. What are they going to bring in store here? Next up, we got Nightwing 128 taking a deeper look into the relationship of the Nightwing and the Titans Tower, this time by close friend of the channel, Dan Waters and Dexter Soy, coming out on the 16th of July. Here is a look. Oh my goodness, that is creepy and haunty. I'm just going to say it. Whenever Dan Waters does anything with architecture, I think it's worth a shot to try out, and this might be the Nightwing issue for you. Next up, we do have the variant cover by Jorge Fornes, of course. Next up on this is a cover by Juan Ferreira, who is doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles with Jason Aaron, and as we speak. Next up, we do have a variant cover by Marcio Takara. This is a Gotham City Sirens cover. Nice to see Nightwing all tied up. Next up, we have Jorge Fornes. Wait, phrasing. And then last but not least, we do have Serge Acuna doing a 1 in 25 cover. Nightwing Annual 2025. I actually got to talk a little bit more about this with Dan Waters. In fact, I'll actually put a link to our previous conversation down in whatever the description or a key card. Click on it somewhere. We did talk about this specific issue. Dan Waters really wants to get a hold and put a foot on the secret history to the Gotham City Bloodhaven Police Department and why it's just so more brutal than any of its counterparts in any other cities. So it's really nice to see that Dan Waters is taking a deep dive into the specific history with this and what ties it might have to everything that he's already set up earlier in this run. You have, Dan Waters. This time, Francesco Francavilla is still on this issue. Of course, the man who was one of the masters of the Black Mirror arc with Scott Snyder, one of the Dick Grayson artists ever. All right, we got Batgirl issue number 9, Tate Bromble and Takeshi Miyazawa continuing on their run of Batgirl. You have the front cover here, and then by David Toloski. Sorry if I did not say that. Tirso is going to be doing this specific cover, so this is the very cover by them, and then Otto Schmidt is on the Gotham City Sirens variant cover. Next up, we got Birds of Prey by friend of the channel, Kelly Thompson and Sami Basri, Annie Wu on this specific cover. You have the Shadow Army striking at the very heart of the Birds of Prey, so what is going to be the game-changing weapon? This is one of my comfort, fun comics. Every single time, it is fun to read. Annie Wu here on the regular cover. You also have Serge Acuna here on this variant, Nimit Malavia. I just like seeing Nimit Malavia draw the new gods. I might have to pick this one up. And then Rian Gonzalez showing off Batgirl, or I should say Barbara Gordon, Oracle, whatever you want. Whatever optimizes what you guys prefer, I'm not going to say here. But yes, this is Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, Oracle. You know the drill. Next, we do have Batman and Robin by Philip Kennedy Johnson and Javi Fernandez continuing on their run. I will say that I am trying to figure out a date for when PKJ will come back on the channel. So, issue number 23, you've got Deep Under Gotham City. There is a subterranean echo of lost time. This abandoned world has laid uninhabited for decades until tonight. So continuing on the Memento storyline, here is a look at the regular cover by this is not the regular cover by Javi Fernandez. This is a Rafael De La Torre cover. Marcio Maiolo colored this specific cover. Next up, we do have... This is a cover by Juan Ferreira. And then last but not least, we have John McCrae, who is doing this 1 in 25 incentive. Continuing on is Batman and Robin Year 1. This is Chris Samnee's masterpiece, now heading into the final threads of the last 4 issues of the series. Mark Waid and Chris Samnee. This is a regular cover in by Chris Samnee and Matt Lopez. Frank Wiley, who I believe can do no wrong personally. Next, we do have a cover by Junie Ba. And last but not least, a 1 in 25 by Rebecca Isaacs. This is actually kind of cute. I like that. I like the pink shaded in as well. All right, Robin and Batman, Jason Todd by Jeff Lemire and Dustin Gwen. This is a look at the regular cover. There is a look at Rafael Albuquerque and Marcelo Maiolo. Next up, we got Deal in March again on another Batman book. And then last but not least, we do have a 1 in 25 by Chris Mitten. Batman The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween number 8. This time, Becky Cloonan is going to be taking over for this specific tribute to the late legendary Tim Sale. And then last but not least, we do have Batman Dark Patterns, issue number 8. Dan Waters also talked a little bit about case 3. Again, check it out in whatever the description, cards, wherever on this video. And then here is a look at the variant by Martin Simmons.
If you haven't yet, check out our website, comicreleases.com, my and Webhead's love letter to comics, a hotspot where you can finally figure out what's coming out, when, from what place. Our unique upcoming website tracker in the Collected Editions tab makes sure that you're on top of every single collected edition coming out on the market with release date updates to the minute, from the tiniest graphic novels to the giant Generator Deluxe hardcovers as large as an absolute. Our unique spreadsheet not only gives out the most accurate information out there, but our format also filters and ensure that you can find your books as quickly as possible. The tracker also gives out links to domestic and international retailers so that you can purchase your comic books at the snap of a finger. We are also proud to host monthly solicitations as per given by the publishers that generously send us information to give to you all. From the Ultimate Universe to the creator-loved Oceans and Universes, we specialize in giving you the most readable format of solicitations without any of the annoying advertisements. If you also donate to our Patreon at just $2 a month, which is less than a coffee at Starbucks, you will receive access to a special watch list dedicated to individually tracking items that are on your wish list, past or present. Place in your tracking number and make sure that these books also not only come in safe, you can even put in special comments on these as well. On top of that, your name will also show up at the end of every single Dom of X video creates as a huge thank you. That is comicreleases.com. For more information, check this out down in the description. If you also want to contact me or Webhead, check the contact forms down in the description or email me down in the description.
That is actually going to take us to the end of the video. If you want to check it out, all of the rest of the solicitations, including the collected editions, DC Finest, DC Compact, the Elseworlds, and everything else, just wanted to cover the main ones. And I'm so sorry for not uploading a video earlier this month or even last month. I was a bit bombarded with last month just because of my schedule and the busyness. But as classes start to ramp up and ramp down for the next 2 weeks, I will be a bit busy studying for finals. But after that, I got a lot of stuff upcoming. There are some scripts that I have finished and that I want to record and that I actually want to edit. So be on the lookout for that, guys. But that's going to be it from me. I am Dom of X. Let me know in the comments section below if you're planning on picking any of these up, whether it's a brand new series or a series that you're enjoying. Let me know in the comment section down below if you enjoy or are enjoying any of this. I'm, of course, Dom of X, comicreleases.com assistant editor, where you can check all of this out. You be you. Take care and dominate the day wherever you go.